Hey ladies, today I'm gonna deliver 16 different drills that are the best inner thigh exercises of all time. So incorporate these next few drills into any of your leg day workouts to really sculpt and tone those inner thighs. All right, so what you're gonna need is just a stool or a chair and a set of dumbbells, maybe a sliding discs or towels, and either a small Pilates ball, or today I'm gonna use a pillow. All right, so our first drill is called the Cossack squat. You're gonna start off with your feet nice and wide, and you're gonna start with your palms facing down. So we wanna depress the shoulders away from the ears. I'm gonna shift my weight all the way to the left. I'm gonna rotate my toe up to the ceiling, and then I'll come all the way back up. So you're gonna feel the inner thigh stretch and support you by going down every time your toe lifts, and come right back up. Now I'm gonna do 8 to 12 reps, and I'm gonna do 2 to 4 sets. All right, our next drill is called our crisscross power jacks. So these are like jumping jacks, but instead you're gonna go to dancer's fourth position, which is your feet both turned out and separated. So when I do this, I'm gonna jump out and then cross, out and cross. So I'm alternating what foot's in front, and I'm landing with my heels in and toes out. Okay, anytime you're gonna externally rotate those thighs, you're gonna feel those inner thighs burn nice and quick. So you wanna try this for 30 to 45 seconds. All right, our third drill, we're gonna need our small Pilates ball, or like I have today, it's gonna be a pillow. I'm gonna place it right between my thighs, and I'm gonna hold on to a stool or maybe a chair, or if you have a bar or windowsill, whatever it is, and you can either take your hand to your hip or out to the side. I want you to releve or lift up onto your toes and then bend your knees, and you're gonna squeeze in on that ball or in on that pillow. So you're gonna really feel those inner thighs squeezing, and they start to fire up pretty quickly. You're gonna take the arm all the way up and all the way down. So as you're doing this, keep your chest nice and lifted, keep those abs nice and tight. So after you finish 30 reps on that right side with the arm going up and down, you're gonna flip around and do another 30 reps on the other side. The next drill that we're gonna do, you don't need any equipment at all, it's just you and a nice big space, because we're gonna be moving from side back to center. So we're gonna start, this is called our tree lean into a side lunge. I'm gonna take my arms all the way up overhead, and I'm gonna lean all the way over, creating a nice lateral stretch, and then I'll step out with my right leg to the right and sweep my hands down. And then I'll come right back up, and I'll sweep back around, and then all the way up, and sweep back down. And last time, and then you'll switch. You're gonna give me 10 reps per side. So it's not just a big stretch that feels awesome. Anytime you're lunging down, it's the inner thigh of your straight leg and outer thigh of your squatting or lunging leg, okay? Next drill, we're gonna come down to the floor, and this is our scissor legs plank. So I'm gonna grab my towels, and you can either use towels or valve slides, sliding discs, whatever you have access to. And make sure that you're not just on one, because your feet need to be able to move independently. So coming into a plank position, this is gonna look like a jumping jack of the feet. I'm sliding my feet out and in, out and in. Get your floor nice and clean too while you're at it. But you're gonna feel, as you start to squeeze in, make sure your heels don't roll in or roll out. Keep the feet and thighs nice and parallel to the floor. Those inner thighs are gonna start talking to you pretty quick. All right, so you're gonna do that for about 15 reps, and you're gonna do 2 sets of them, okay? Our next drill, we're gonna come down onto the floor on our back, and this is our frog bend. So any dancers, this would be like floor bar, and you'd be in first position, and you're gonna take your feet together, turn your toes out, palms are down, the hands are at a nice 45-degree angle. I'm gonna pull my knees wide, drawing my feet towards my hips, and then I'm gonna shoot my legs straight back up. So it's no denying, the inner thighs are gonna start working right away. I've only done 2 reps and I can already feel it. It's pretty fantastic, but make sure that you're pressing your knees out as you're bringing your feet down, and then pushing your inner feet, almost trying to open your feet a little bit more every time you come back up. Really try to turn those knees and toes out every time you go down and come up. Our next drill, we're gonna go back to our Pilates ball or our pillow, and this is called our squeeze and lift. So you're gonna start by placing the ball or pillow right between your ankles, and you can lower all the way down to your elbow so that you're resting on the back of your tricep, okay? And now we're gonna keep our hips stacked, so try not to roll back and definitely don't roll forward. You can use your top hand for some support, and then we're gonna lift our legs up and lower halfway down. So you wanna get your full range of motion, whatever that is, without letting your feet touch the floor in between. Okay, keep squeezing that pillow down, and you wanna give me 10 reps on either side. Cool, our barbell squat is next. If you don't have access to a barbell, dumbbells will work just fine. And when you do this, since a barbell would be either racked on your back, and for a back squat or a front squat, we're gonna take our dumbbells all the way up. And I like to take a nice rack position with the back of the dumbbell resting on the top of my shoulder. My feet are gonna be facing forward, so I'm parallel, and I'm gonna be sitting my hips back, squeezing through the glutes, and pushing straight back up. So knees will slightly go forward, chest stays up, and push all the way up. So you don't want your knees to go over your toes, but you do want them to go forward just a little bit. So abs are on the whole time, and you're keeping your inner thighs working by not letting your knees go out and not letting them buckle in. So still think about those inner thighs while you're doing this. They're participating in every single squat. You wanna do 8 to 12 reps, and you wanna do 3 to 4 sets of those. All right, our next drill is called around the room froggies. So you're gonna end up making a full circle on these, and your goal is to go for a whole minute. Now your inner thighs are gonna start screaming probably around 30 seconds. So fight that fatigue, get a little bit mentally tougher, and you can rest 20 to 30 seconds in between your next set. So what you're gonna do is turn your toes out to about 30 degrees on a clock, about 10 and 2. And you're gonna lower down, touching the floor between your feet, and you're gonna jump up and turn to the right. So it's a quarter turn, bringing your feet together, and land right back down. And then you'd reverse it. So you're gonna go for an entire minute, go as slow or as quick as you can, but keep that intensity up. All right, our next drill is our Pilates side splits. One towel or slider is all you need. You're gonna place your foot flat on top of that slider, and then we're gonna take our hands to our hips, or you can even go out to the side. Okay, whatever one's gonna help you keep your chest up a little bit more and the abs on. So the inner thigh is gonna work when you're gonna slide your feet away, and then this standing leg is gonna really pull in. Now I suggest not going too far right at the beginning, little slides at first until you get super duper strong, then you can go really wide, because woo, these are a tough one. All right, so those are your Pilates slide. You're gonna do 15 reps on either side. Now our forward lunge to single leg deadlift, you don't need any dumbbells right here. We're gonna work a little bit more in stability. So this is a compound movement. That means you're gonna take 2 different movements and you're gonna put them together. A front lunge and a single leg deadlift. So I'm gonna start by stepping forward into a front lunge. Make sure you keep your chest up nice and tall. Front lunge, and then the same leg that went forward is now my supporting leg in my single leg deadlift. So I'm gonna lift up and stand back up. My chest is up, I stand, I keep lifting my leg up, 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 up. So I'm in a nice flat back, and I come right back up. One more. And lift. So you're gonna give me about 8 to 12 reps on either leg, and you're gonna give me 3 to 4 sets. All right, our reverse clamshells are coming up next. You're gonna need that Pilates ball again, or our towel, or our pillow. And we're gonna lay all the way down on our side, squeeze that pillow right between your thighs. And now we wanna keep our knees right up in line with our hips. And so what you're gonna do is squeeze your knees in together and then go ahead and relax. Squeeze in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Squeeze in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. All right, so if you wanna open the hips a little bit more, you can squeeze in even more down here at this open angle, squeezing in for 5 counts and then releasing. 5 count squeeze and then release. You're gonna get 12 to 15 reps and then repeat it on the other side. So you can put your pillow all the way back down and then lay flat down, on your entire side body and resting your head on your arm. Now I like to use my top hand for a little bit of support so that I don't roll in either direction. Now when I do this, it's gonna be a lift of both of the legs and lowering down. So you're not squeezing in on that pillow anymore, but your goal is to keep your thighs touching. So what we want to avoid is lifting of the legs or separating of the legs, okay? So don't drop this bottom one down and don't bend backwards. If it's too hard for you to do in a straight line, break at the hips just a little bit and then you can lift up in front of you slightly, okay? So you're gonna get about 15 to 20 reps on either side. Now we're gonna stay down here because we're gonna work our inner thighs in a circular motion. So we wanna extend our leg all the way out and our top leg will come over in front of our bottom leg. Now when you're gonna do this, you're gonna actually go circles in both directions, so it doesn't matter which way you start, but we wanna circle, circle, circle. You can even lower all the way down to get your leg up a little bit higher, resting your head in your hand, and you're gonna give me 10 to 12 circles in both directions on your right leg, and then 10 to 12 circles in both directions on your left leg. Okay, so it's counterclockwise and clockwise. Try to keep that foot off the floor and avoid from hitting the floor when you come down. All right, our body weight lunges are next, so we're gonna stand up, and these are forward lunges. So I like to take my hands either on my hips, you can even take them up above your head, behind your head, or if you're really advanced, all the way up overhead. So whatever you're gonna do, make sure that when you're stepping forward, after you step forward, it's your back knee that drops you down, and then step back, lower down, and step back. So I'm alternating legs right here, and I'm avoiding letting my front knee go over my toe. I wanna keep a nice vertical shin, and 2 90-degree angles are really what you're looking for. If you're new to this, I want you to decrease the range of motion, so that's your modification. Maybe you don't go down to 90 degrees, maybe you only go down to 60 or 70 degrees, and that's totally fine. Keep the abs on, and as you start to develop a little bit more strength in your legs, you'll be able to get a little bit lower, and if you're already going down to 90 degrees, maybe you speed it up just a little bit, or even maybe you slow down and pause at the bottom. That's another way to make it more challenging. Our final inner thigh drill, guys, is gonna be our inner thigh inside piques. So taking it back to our dancing again, we're gonna stay turned out. You can even use that same chair or a bar again, or just take your hands out to the side. You're gonna cross, I start in a turned out position. I'm gonna sweep my right foot across so that I'm externally rotated. I'm gonna take my arms up and I'm gonna actually touch, touch. Hands can be on your hips. And you wanna pique. Pique means prick. So you're gonna prick the floor with your toe, right? So we're gonna tap and lift, tap and lift, tap and lift, tap and lift. So you don't wanna hit the floor, you wanna barely touch down and lift. So that inner thigh is gonna get really nice and juicy right there. I want you to perform any of these drills in your next legs day and watch those inner thighs really start to take a nice svelte form.
Hi, I'm Khloe Kardashian and you're with Shape.com.